everybody, to another episode here on Gregtech Community Edition Modern. As you can see, I did decide to fix that. Got ourselves a bit of a smokestack running, cooking up all our... I hope it's all still going. Oh, it is, but to an extent. I just gotta get that put away. But last time, we did end up getting ourselves these wonderful LV machines to start getting a better output. First, coalescing our rubber to be able to make a whole lot more with this. However, we also decided to get our ore washer so that we can wash out our ore, making it a much better process for ore doubling, and on top of that getting... I think I moved it to another chest. Where did I put it? I don't think I put it in my backpack, but somewhere around here we got the pyrite dust right there for our sulfur. Oh, I guess this is all supposed to be in that chest. I had to move some stuff around for a second, so everything kind of got jumbled. There's all the stuff that came into that chest. As you can see, we got that pyrite dust. Well, we want to get to where we can get our sulfur out of that. So as soon as we can do that, we can get it out of the other pyrite dust that we'll be making too. Which will mean that we don't have to go to the nether quite as frequently to replenish our rubber supply. So, we're going to look at building the electrolyzer today. I actually got a bunch of stuff all set up to be able to make more than just the electrolyzer, hopefully. You want to dump this dust off, because all of these machines are the ones I'm looking to get off. So we're going to do a lathe, an extruder, an electrolyzer, and a distillery. So we've got all of the parts here for all of it. I just need the circuits, the pump, the wires, the copper wire, the gold wire, steel plates, steel rods, the gears, copper springs, the motors, the holes, and some glass. So the ones we can kind of get up right away, we can get the basic distillery made, because those are all parts we've made before. We can get our electrolyzer made with the gold wire. And this is what we're going to use to get our pyrite separated, and this we'll use to speed up the separation. We do want an extruder, which we still need our LV piston, which this is the part that we haven't made yet. I just wanted to show that off with an electric motor, 2 steel rods, 2 tin cables, 2 small gears that are steel, and 3 steel plates. That'll make both of the ones that we need. Got the normal pipe out of there. Now we have everything for the basic extruder, and then the lathe. I just have to run over here and grab some more diamonds that I had to smelt up, because I forgot that I moved them over here. So we'll do that and make ourselves the lathe. So all of these machines, again, will increase our efficiency even more. However, with the ore washing station going, one thing I have noticed is it is draining our power supply quite a bit. I am hoping that if we hook this up, that might change. So we're going to get rid of this one, we're going to get rid of this one, and this one. And this is where the distillery is going to go. We'll pop that on right there. That should fill up with both power and water. And then we want to look at... So it looks like we need 1 is the recipe that we want. Or we can do 5. Question is it better to do this recipe? Do the quick math out. So for the time rate, it's better. But then at the same time, in 10 seconds we'll only produce 50. Whereas this one will produce 160. So while it uses more power, it will be a lot more. The thing is I don't know how long it's going to take for everything. So let's go ahead and just set it up to output on this side. And we'll set it up to a 1 for now. See how that works. Oh, we don't have enough power now. Is that what's going on? Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. So what if we do 5? I guess this one will stop here in a second and we can see if this can even handle it. We don't have any other machines running. So it's solely based off the power transfer here. We can't hook up 2 connections, because if we do that, we're going to somehow cause problems there. So now that's going to go. So while it's not producing as much, we can actually get away with that. Is it not outputting? Oh. Auto output. It looks like we're able to manage that, so that's actually good. So that will now streamline the process. I don't know if it uses less electricity. That's one thing to look at, actually. The uses in our... Not there. Where is it? We're washing. So we use, with regular water, yeah, it uses double the energy and twice the duration. But it uses the same energy per tick, so it's kind of interesting there to note. It doesn't seem to be running us dry there. I'm sure, though, if I decided to put some sulfur in there, we would have that run. So there is that set up. Now, I do kind of want to move a couple of these things. I think this, because it's all processing stuff I want over here. This will move to another section. But the electrolyzer... Oop, that's not what I wanted. Electrolyzer is another tool we'll use for processing. On top of the fact, I believe that we can also meet our rods in here. No, it's a polarizer. That's right. Okay. So we can at least take our pyrite dust now and filter it in here. How are we doing power-wise? Looks like we're not doing great, so we'll just take that out so it doesn't do that. So yeah, we're gonna have to hook up a couple more of these steam turbines, as it seems that maybe, can I put out another? Output? Supposed to only output one direction. And basically our problem is just the throughput's not enough. 3 amps out of the 1, 3 out of the 1. 9 is going in, so maybe if we double up, can we do that with these ones? No, we cannot. Let's go ahead and I'm going to try to get rid of the rain. I want to see if we can figure out if we can actually put more amperage through it. So let's look at tin wire. So we can only put 1 amperage through that. We can put 2 through that. So I think that's exactly what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to put it so we can put more amps through it. As it does seem... That's got 0.9. We're just going to have to make another one of these to slap on there. And then make it so that all but the last machines have that double covered cable. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and set these 2 machines up over here too, because this will help us with generating stuff. So do basic lathe and extruder. So those will slowly get some energy back. Does look like because of the time constraint, that's going to take a minute. So we are going to need a couple more of those steam turbines. I know that we produce enough steam to be able to do what we're doing with this stuff. That could also use a toss-up, though. Oh, okay, so let's go ahead and explain these things really quick. So with the lathe, the biggest part about the lathe is now we'll get back some of our dust. We can make a couple different things that I don't think you can make before. No, you can. No, you can't. Yes, you can. But that seems like a much more painful recipe, considering you have to have a cutter to make the plates to begin with. So there is that. But this will give us some dust back with each time that we grind stuff. You also get 1 bolt into a screw, which is kind of nice. I do think we need a cutter to make the screws from the rods, though. Yeah, so for those recipes, that's what it's going to really do. It's going to help us basically increase it by 0.5, because 4 of those will make another dust again. And then the extruder here lets us put in molds and extrude out what we need. So this is going to be another one of those ones where we're going to have a chest out front so that we can put in our molds. I do think this is not going to be the permanent area for this stuff. More so the convenient placed area right now. Let's go get some wires. I will get another one of those steam turbines whipped up really quick. We'll be back after I do so we can actually like start using our machines and progressing towards something else. So we will be right back, guys. Right, we're back, because I actually did discover something that I figured I already knew about. I just kind of forgot to say something about. That we want to look at getting ourselves some molds. So if you get this extruder mold here, we can then cut it again somewhere here to make our plate mold. So you can make these molds for the extruder. And the biggest reason you want that is because now if I put that in the extruder, and then we put our plates in there, so we need 8 total plates. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I think we need 1. It says voltage tier is too low. Ah. Never mind, I see the problem now. It needs high voltage. Or, oh. Medium? Medium voltage. Got it. I knew there was a reason to, like, be suspicious of that, but... that, we'll have to wait, I guess. So, scratch that. Be back. Alright, finished it up, and unfortunately we got a friend with us now. finished up that steam turbine. So now we should be able to place it just like that. Take our wire cutters. Click that. We need to do an offshoot here. I do think we want a large pipe to at least do the offshoot, and then we can input with this small pipe, I believe. Let's see. One more bronze plate in here to make one more of those. One more large one. Leave those in there for now. Actually, no, I want to use those because I would like them gone. Almost broken wrenches. We can take this one off. Place it with a... normal. Place that one there. Wrench it to connect, and we should start getting power in here too. Let's make sure that it's only going that way. As it fills up, it should hopefully start to fill up with steam too. Ooh, some free leather. You barbecued your llama, my friend. That's what happens when you walk over hot pipes. It does look like I want to switch that over to some... This is going to make me how much? 8. So we can go get the last bar I've got, and we'll get 6. Oh, I got 3 there. So we can go ahead and run those through. Because, yeah, it's definitely not filling up. Even though we have the steam to do so, oh, I needed to put some charcoal in there. We also need to look at getting some more coal to put into our thing. We're good on wood for now, but we're going to start running low real soon on the other stuff. Let's make our pipes. So I have 2 more of them. I did already prep me a steel wrench to replace that, so we can make it so it only goes one direction. There we go. Now we might even be able to switch the recipe back to this one now. Let's see. Can kind of run it. Does it get a break in between or just go straight into it? It goes straight into it. The interesting thing is I think if I swap it for the electrolyzer, we'll be fine. Able to get through a whole craft? No. So yeah, it's the issue that it can produce. Almost looks like what I gotta do. Let's give it a more direct connection, maybe? So I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna go ahead and switch those two. Oh, I can't. Ooh. Maybe if I do this, we'll be able to actually receive a higher amount of power, or... So that's generating, that's generating. I don't know what it is, because I find that a little bit crazy that we're not using any other power. We're generating enough, but it's not satisfied with that. The only thing I could think of is... changing the entire direction. Oh, are we out of... We're out of steam now. We're not producing enough steam. Those aren't heated up yet, too, though. Oh, boy. Well, it looks like I got a lot more work cut out to do before we'll be set up for this. I did not expect to be using that much steam that quickly. Let's see if there is anything that can resolve this issue. We gotta get all the way over here. So I guess that's gonna be our goal. Get that canning machine. So what do we got here? We have make this machine when you feel like you have the time to invest into batteries. It's also be required if you want to make storage disks from applied energistics. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's an optional thing, and especially because I want to get into these large bronze boilers, because that's where we're gonna have to get most of our power. Unless I go to making a bunch more of these, but I can't make any more of those ones. I would need the sunlight ones. Those are gonna have to get wedged on a little bit differently. Your only other option is making a tank. So let's look at what the tank recipe is. Tank. The bronze tank. We need a valve and we need a multi-block. Used to fill and drain multi-block tanks. Auto outputs when facing down. Now maybe that's exactly what we need to do. We just need to make a big tank and have it fill into a tank and be done. So let's go ahead and get that. How much bronze are we going to need though? Steam machine kit. Oh. We're going to need a lot of stuff. That is perfectly fine. We'll probably switch over to Solar boilers. What does the solar boilers look like? $18 a minute. Oh, but we need the double silver plates. How much silver do I have? We have enough that we could probably do some. But we are going to need to start smelting up bricks galore, which I think I put all of them in here. Start with just 2 stacks for now, and then I'll be back when I got all of that smelted up, but we're going to need... what? That, a ton of bronze. And it looks like we can make 1, 2, 3, 3 by 3. Let's look this up really quick just to make sure it is correct. I know it's in the previous tree in the Steam Age. So, charcoal, pile igniter, that's not it. It's the other one. Multi-block tanks. So yeah, it is one size. Fluid transfer can be facilitated either through the controller block or through the 2 output, or through up to 2 valves. So we can just use the 2 things there. So I'm gonna go make a bunch of bronze, get this all set up to even be able to handle this, because we're gonna need these going into the future for power. Especially as I am about out of coal as well, so we're gonna start losing our creosote like mad. But this will get us another coke oven that we could slide on in here to double fill with some more wood. And maybe be able to keep up a little bit better. So I will be back. Alright, so we got the last of the stuff together here, so I should be able to finish the crafting on this. So we got the 26 of those that we need. We need to make our fan, which requires the rings, which we need a total of 4 anyways. Make our fan. And then our tank. The multi-block for the tank. And then our valve. Alright, so I'm thinking that we are going to make this over here our generation area. So we'll go ahead and just set up the block. I won't be hooking it up because I'm going to have to revamp the entire system again between episodes. But we will set up our little spot here. Let's go ahead and dig out a little hole. To start placing down some of our tile. Tile. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 7, 8. I do want to dig down into here really quick. Because now that we've got that, we are going to want to put our valve facing down. Put our valve down here, and it can come under the floor and go up to wherever we need it. And we'll just leave 2 blocks open so we know that's where we gotta go down. But then we can place our controller I think we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the 8, and then we need a ring of 3. I think we'll just place our controller here so that we can input it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That should finish our multi-block structure, which can hold 500 buckets worth. It does look like... Interesting. But then we can go ahead and pipe it directly in. We'll probably slide some of these back. We'll move a bunch of things around so that we can start storing our steam. I think our first bit, we just go ahead and grab a pipe. Have any in this backpack? And immediately start pumping in our excess steam into... Did I not pull out my thing? I guess just to get it going, I can do this. Our excess steam into our multi-block here, and we'll see as it starts to fill up. Clearly not quite as fast as it could be. I don't think I have any more bronze to make ourselves. Oh, I do. I don't think I have enough, though. No, I don't. Did I put any more in here? No, we are definitely shy one more, so I'm going to have to grab some more bronze. Get a bigger pipe to hook up to so that we can have it drain and pump out better than what we've got it doing currently, and probably only set these up as connections directly into some of the machines. Though with the steam turbines not being able to take much less than what that normal pipe can offer, we're probably going to have to use a bunch of those. But as we've gotten some more efficiency stuff set up here, we got our lathe to increase our efficiency on anything that needs to be turned. That's a complete bust. I don't know why I thought the extruder was a good idea, but I did. Doesn't work until next age, so I'm going to have to see if I can scrap any of those parts out of there. We got our chemical reactor, we did already, but we do have our electrolyzer, so we can now get our sulfur out of our iron. And we got our distillery going so that we can more efficiently break down our ore once we get it going. See, that's crazy. It's still not able to output enough. That's because it's too far away. So yeah, that's going to have to be directly attached to it. That's why it is. I didn't realize that. So because of the lossless cable, or because it's not lossless and we lose an EU per tick, we're losing 1, 2, 3, 4 as it goes over. So it's losing 8 EU every single time it goes over here. So that machine's going to have to get powered by a turbine all by itself if we do this, which I don't mind doing just for that, because everything else is kind of used, I guess, besides the ore washer. Everything else is pretty much used sparingly, but the further away it is from the source, the worse off it is. So I guess that's what's going on. But now that we've got our tank up and running, we can start storing power, excess power right now, and not have to worry about what's going on with that. Yeah, in the meantime, I do think I will wrap it up here, and next time we can get further into what we've got to do. Probably moving towards batteries so that we can look at storing power as well, because steam is a extremely inefficient way to store power, as there's a conversion, it's used everywhere, and it's inflated. So like, I think one single thing of water turns into like 16 steam or something crazy. So power wise, not extremely efficient, but it's what we got for now. So that's all for now, guys. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.